So we got the Inkay Research Day happening today, and Malamar is going to be a really powerful Pokemon in the Psychic Cup, and may also be a really powerful Pokemon in the Willpower Cup here in Season 12 of GBL, so I decided to do the Malamar PvP IV Deep Dive. And honestly, I wasn't expecting to do this PvP IV Deep Dive. I just glanced at Malamar's IVs in the Matrix, and I noticed something huge. And then I kind of pinned it down almost immediately, pretty easily. So fortunately for you guys, this was easy enough for me to make in less than a day. And now we got the Malamar PvP IV Deep Dive. So yeah, I hope you guys are pleasantly surprised with the results here. Now, of course, if you're not familiar with the PvP IV Deep Dive series, you don't know a whole lot about PvP IVs, maybe at some point in this video you're feeling kind of confused about what I'm talking about, I highly recommend checking out my PvP IVs simplified video, link up above and in the description. Get your feet a little bit wet before diving off into the deep end here. And to make things even more simple, this article will also be featuring PvP IV tables. You can access these PvP IV tables in my article on GamePress, link down below, the Malamar PvP IV Deep Dive. And unlike a YouTube video, I can also edit that article with new information, so as things develop, if something else catches my eye, I can update there and let you know. In fact, I recently updated the Deoxys Defense Form PvP IV Deep Dive. I'll link in the description to that article. I'll be doing an update video on that soon, but I work all weekend, so I only got so much time to make videos, so I'll try to get that DOD update video out sooner rather than later. Without further ado, let's get into Malamar finally. So the big thing I noticed with the Great League Malamar is that it prefers having a higher attack weight. With an attack weight of at least 119.94 attack, coupled with a 111.2 defense stat, with at least a 136 HP stat, Malamar is able to flip the Medicham 1-1 shield scenario, the Trevenant 1-1 shield scenario, the Galarian Stunfisk 0-0 shield scenario, and the Registeel 0-0 shield scenario, even when it gets debuffed by the Zap Cannon. And that's not all. This attack weight can also get Malamar charge move priority against Talonflame and Victini. Now, if you're sitting back scratching your head going, why are we talking about Victini, Ryan Swag? Victini is now kind of insane in the Open Great League after the quick attack buff. The quick attack buff, right? Yeah, Victini is now a force to be reckoned with. And not only that, but Victini is probably going to be the biggest player in the upcoming Psychic Cup, where, I mean, with quick attack especially, along with V-Create, Overheat, and so on, Victini is going to be nuts in the Psychic Cup. So if you're CMP tying an Overheat or a V-Create against the Victini with your foul play, is that going to win you the fight? I don't know. You tell me, right? So those are the stats that enable all of that most consistently. Now, to have even greater consistency, and with the PvP IV tables I have linked on the GamePress article, I'm going to be recommending an attack weight of 120.23, actually. Just because Victini is a one-time research reward Pokemon, players have no control over their Victini IVs, which means Victini's attack range can go from 117.55 all the way up to 121.55. So if you want to have a better chance of getting that CMP against whatever random Victini your opponent happens to have, you're going to want to have that higher attack weight. So the 120.23 attack covers 89.35% of all Victini. 120.46 will cover 96.76% of all Victini, and 121 attack will cover 99.54% of all Victini. There's only one Victini that has the 121.55, so if you're not hitting that attack weight for whatever reason already, and you happen to lose CMP against that one, well, that's just one trainer out of 216, I guess, that just happened to have that one specific Victini. Sucks to be you, right? Then when it comes to the defense and the HP, the 111.2 is specific to Medicham, and it's going to be based off the rank 3 and 4 Medicham, which have the higher attack weights of the better Medicham, as highlighted in my Medicham PvP IV Deep Dive. If you're thinking, oh man, Ryan Swag, not everybody has a super low attack weight Medicham, they don't have the high stat product Medicham, you don't know what opponents are going to be running into. I don't know, man. Like, I saw all the different regional championships and the world championship, and I checked those Medicham, and the vast majority of them are the rank 1 Medicham. I don't know what to tell you about that, right? It's probably one of the easier Pokemon to get the high stat product of, because Medicham already has an attack floor. And if you do end up, missing out on the defense breakpoint against these bad Medicham out there, then that Medicham's gonna have other issues, So like, I'd also like to add that the 136 HP stat is also important so you can better overcome the Feint Attack Bronzong in the 0-1 shield scenario. Where are you going to face a Feint Attack Bronzong? Well, the Psychic Cup, of course, right? But 136 HP is good for general consistency. Having higher HP can be great too, but you can be kind of restricted between the attack weight, the defense weight, and trying to get the HP weight at the same time. So just work with what you got, right? And here we have the 17 IVs based off of a raid, egg, or research weighted Malamar, right? So there's 17 of them. Pretty easy to obtain. The stats here used in this table are based on the 120.23 attack with the 111.2 defense and the 136 HP. Personally, I'd kind of prioritize the 137 HP on this list, but of course going for those higher attack weights can give you that much more consistency against the Victini, and I guess getting CMP against attack weighted Talonflames as well. Now, you don't just have to stick with the raid hatch floor IVs here. You can trade with friends, and yeah, if you do trade with friends, you have at least 95 different options here, and these options can also give you access to higher HP weights as well, so this could also be attractive. So you go through your Inkay Research Day, check out all your raid IV floor Inkays, star the ones that meet the stat check, then do your trades with your friends, right? And you could get some slightly better options by doing that too. Although if you are a stat product focused trainer, you will notice that the 13, 15, 15 is going to be on the top of this specific list. So keep that in mind. And then once again, these PvP IV tables are linked in the article, which is linked in the description. Now, before I wrap things up here, I just wanted to give a little shout out to high bulk Malamars. Right now, in the current state of the game, for the Open Great League meta and for these cup specific metas, I really do feel that attack weighted Malamar, the research IV floor Malamars, I feel like that's where it's at. But that might not always be the case, so it's still a good idea to trade with people, try to get those high stat products, because who knows what the future might hold. Right now, attack weight Malamar seems to be where it's at. The future, though, it's always good to plan ahead. But for the time being, that's all I gotta say right now for Malamar in the Great League PvP. If you got any questions on this content, of course, comment below. Let me know what's up, and I'll be happy to help you out. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, you want to see more like it, maybe you want to know about the Dunsparce PvP IVs. Maybe you want to know about the Lantern PvP IVs. Maybe you want to know about the Miltank PvP IVs. Maybe you want to know what the best Pokemon are for the Psychic Cup. My itinerary, my work list is loaded, and those videos are coming out throughout the week here, so hit the bell or whatever. Yeah. SwagTips. I'd also like to give a special shout out to these Patreon supporters. If you want to support Swagman on Patreon, link in the description. I didn't really like this shiny at first because it's such a weird mustardy shade of yellow. But it does got like kind of like a Super Saiyan vibe to it. Am I right? And there are 6 Lucky Trade IV floor Malamar that hit the stat weights from this video, so you could try to roll your luck, get the shiny lucky, go Super Saiyan on your opponents with the super power. But of course, in the Psychic Cup, you're going to be running that Hyper Beam, so